bizarre stories from subscribers.
Hello Leo, I'm Pedro, a 14-year-old.
This story didn't happen to me, but to a neighbor who lived in front of my house. He was kind of strange, had pale skin, and almost never left the house, except when he went to school, which I saw the crazy guy's face. His father drank a lot and always came home stressed and carrying a beer can in his hand, which caused a lot of fights. One day, his father came back much more upset than usual and started arguing with his mother in front of the house door. I heard the noise and quickly went to see through the window what was going on. He cursed at the mother while my neighbor just watched quietly. His mother started crying and went inside the house while the father headed towards the car to get out of there. Before getting into the car, my neighbor said something that I couldn't hear, man, but it made his father angry. He got in the car and left. The next day, I heard the news that his father had died in a car accident. I felt bad and decided to go to my neighbor's house to see how he was doing. I knocked on the door for about 20 minutes, seriously, but no one answered. Until a lady opened the door, I asked her, "Hey lady, do you know where the boy who lives here is?" She looked at me confused and answered, "What boy?" "I've been living here for years. After that, I apologized and left. I asked several people, including my father and mother, but no one remembered any boy there or a family living in that house. They only told me that the lady was the one who lived there. Even today, I wonder if all this was a product of my imagination, since I was small at the time, right? However, I still hear the voice of that boy coming from that house. My name is Roberta, and I always loved my dolls, but they were my friends, my companions. I had dolls of all kinds, big, small, cloth, porcelain. I would arrange them every night before going to sleep, positioning them in the corner of the room, always facing my bed as if they were my guardians. Each one had a name, a story, and I would talk to them as if they were real. To me, they were. Everything changed when we moved to that old apartment. My mother said it was temporary, just until things got better, but I didn't like that place. The building was old, with peeling walls and dark corridors that seemed endless. And the elevator? That elevator was creepy. A noisy iron monster that creaked and groaned as if it were alive, as if it hated every person who entered it. Every time someone used it, a metallic sound echoed through the building. A deep creak that dragged across the floors, it gave me the chills. At first, I tried to ignore the noise, focusing on my dolls and the stories I created with them. But then something strange started to happen. The dolls began to disappear. The first time I thought I had forgotten where I had put it. But every night I would carefully arrange them, and when dawn came, one of them was not there. I searched every corner, turned the room upside down, but found nothing. This repeated for several nights. Each morning, one less doll. I would talk to my mother, but she always told me that I must be playing or that I had put them somewhere and forgotten. "Roberta, you must be dreaming, girl," she would say without ever really looking at me. It was as if she didn't want to believe that something strange was happening. One night, with only 6 dolls remaining, I decided that I was going to protect the ones that were still left. I took all of them and put them inside a wooden chest that was under my bed. I closed the chest tightly, feeling a bit of relief. No one would mess with them there. But that night, the noise of the elevator seemed even louder. It wasn't just a creak, Leo. It sounded like the metal was dragging, writhing. I woke up several times to that sound, which now seemed even closer, as if it was dragging down the hallway and coming towards me. By morning, fear was already eating away at my courage. The first thing I went to check right was under the bed. The chest was still there, exactly as I left it. Just to be safe, I opened the lid.
The chest was empty.
My dolls were gone. All of them. It didn't make sense. No one could have tampered with it there. Or could they have? I ran to my mother, almost screaming, but she was busy, always with something more important to do. Enough, Roberta. You might be getting too old for these dolls. Have you considered that? Desperate, I spent the day searching. I rummaged through drawers, messed with the cabinets. I even went to my mother's wardrobe to see if she wasn't hiding my dolls. But nothing was found. It was as if my dolls had never existed. That night I was alone in the room, feeling the weight of emptiness where my companions used to be. I was scared, not only because they had disappeared, but also because of the noise. The sound of the elevator was constant now, as if it had been running all night. But the building was in silence. Everyone was sleeping. It was as if the elevator was alive, going up and down, with no one inside. I decided to check the hallway, intending to get a glass of water from the kitchen. I slowly opened the bedroom door and was met with darkness. But what really scared me was the noise of the elevator coming from outside. It was stopped on our floor. This was around 1 a.m. I looked through the peephole and saw the door slightly open. A faint light was flickering inside. My heart raced. There was something there, man, but it was so dark that I could barely see. The door creaked open a bit more with a long, unbearable squeak, and that's when I saw in the back lined up were my dolls. All the ones that had disappeared with glassy eyes fixed on me. They were different, dirty, with tangled hair, some with small tears. There were finger marks on their faces. It was as if something had gripped them tightly and crushed the plastic. I took a step back and the elevator door slammed shut, slowly descending, taking them to a place I should never reach. I ran back to my room and closed the door, curling up under the covers. It seemed like that elevator came to show me what it did to my dolls. It brought them up to my floor and then left, saying, "I have them, come get them." Even though I really liked them, I didn't have the courage to open the door and go get them. I didn't know the plans of that thing. I never saw them again. I always take the stairs, and when I pass by the elevator, I always think about this.